Yo, what up? What up? Good morning, GMG. Thursday. September 4th, 2025. Look at that. Another beautiful day to have a beautiful day. I got my co-host in the house. Tyler, good morning. Good morning. How you doing today?
Good. I might even go as far as saying fantastic. I'm very proud to announce I've broken my cold streak. I basically didn't make a profitable trade all summer in the meme coin trenches, and I hit three nice little 4 to 5 X's yesterday. So your boy's back. Feeling good.
Damn. All you needed is your kids to stop fucking around.
Exactly.
Home.
The second my kids are in full day of school, I instantly return to being profitable.
There's a direct correlation. Like, it literally took one day of your kids going back to school for you to hit 3 trades in a row after a cold streak that lasted all summer. A summer where kids were home, and you were telling us you were pretty much with them the whole time. Mm-hmm. So wow, look at that direct correlation. The lesson in here is don't have kids. No, I'm just kidding, guys. I'm playing. The lesson in there is don't trade when your kids are around. And once school, actually, it's good. Don't trade in the summer with your kids around when and take breaks during like vacations. When it's like when they have like spring break, don't trade. Because your kids are around. Christmas break, don't trade. There you go. Lessons in there. I love that. This is a good one. I'm really curious how that's gonna work out for Mando once his kids are older. Anyways, today on the show, today. Well, no Mando today. No Mando. Our Quant is gone to a wedding. He's flying. Quant's not gonna be here, so it'll be Tyler and I. Let's go through just topics. We'll chit chat about some topics. See what's going on in the industry, and let you guys know and have some chat. And then we have the Pokemon guys, the cards, right? Crypt cards, coming on the show. We figured why not? Pokemon's talk of town. We knew Mando's not here. We figured why not bring someone on the show that can, talk to us about all this crazy Pokemon hype going on right now. So very curious about what's going on there. YEET giveaway, like we were saying at the beginning of the show. We're on a cold streak, y'all. We're on a cold streak, man. I have to say, even Daddy yesterday gave us an extra $250 for the winner. And that still didn't work out. So we're gonna try and change that. Turn that. You know what, Tyler? You had some good trades. Let's turn the luck around for our listeners as well. Okay. Let's turn the luck around for our listeners and see if they hit. And then last but not least, this show is powered by Wallet Connect. Wallet Connect is a connectivity network shaping the future of on-chain UX. If you've connected to Web3 app, you've seen Wallet Connect. That blue logo, it's everywhere. An icon of trust in crypto is recognizable as Visa at checkout. Want to learn more? Follow Wallet Connect on X and Telegram to stay ahead of what's next, but also Kraken Pro. With Kraken Pro, you get full control over your layout, drag and drop any module, customize it all. It's clean, it's smooth, and built for real traders. If you trade crypto, check out pro.kraken.com. Trade without trade-offs. Kraken, who's just acquired. If you saw that. Breakout. Yeah, from our friends. Well, I'm friends with TraderMain and also obviously CryptoCred, who I've been following for a long time. But congrats to them. I thought it was pretty cool news. Just came out before the show. I like it. I can't wait for our little Zoomer-fied headline. I feel like we're due, like something big. Like I don't, like something. I don't know. I would love to get it. You know what I mean? Like I've never been on the other side of that.
Same.
Actually, once, never mind. When we announced the Trump interview, it was saying like, "Oh, Trump to appear on Rug Radio." No, like, "Oh, DB." I think that was DB. But congrats to the boys. That's always some good news. You love to see something like that. So shout out to Kraken. Making the right moves. Clearly, that's our partners. Anyways, Tyler, let's go right into your topics today.
For daily NFT and crypto analysis. Tyler T on FOMO hour calls the kids can't miss.
Bring it back some bears. Yeah, folks, unfortunately, crypto majors are dipping quite rapidly here this morning. We've got Bitcoin down 1.5%. Excuse me. 110,000. We've got ETH down 2%, 43.50. Solana down 3% at 206. Not too surprising. We have been grinding up all week, but still a bit of red on the board. I think in macro news, there was some jobs data that came out this morning. It was a bit below expectations, so I think you would call it negative jobs data. but nothing too earth-shattering. And in fact, that should be good for the odds of rate cuts increasing, which I think are now closing in on 100% for September. So it looks like we are going to get that rate cut. In other news, Bitcoin ETFs, another big day, $300 million in net inflows yesterday, now $1.07 billion in net inflows over the last 7 sessions. So those have flipped the script. Meanwhile, ETH ETFs are bleeding out. So net outflows the last few days. The CFTC, huge news here. They have officially approved Polymarket to operate in the U.S. So that those barriers are dropping by the day. We have the Federal Reserve leaning in even more. They're announcing they are going to host a payments innovation conference on October 21st. It's going to examine stablecoins, tokenizing assets, AI, and DeFi, and how they can make payments more efficient and more useful for folks. So that's a big one. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong says he wants half of Coinbase's code to be AI written by October, which got some mixed feedback on the timeline. The ETH validator entry queue. So everyone's been talking about the exit queue at all-time highs. The ETH validator entry queue has also risen to massive new all-time highs. 860,000 ETH waiting to be staked. That's $3.8 billion. And then breaking news this morning, Kraken acquires Breakout, proprietary trading platform built by TraderMain and CryptoCred. So that was big news out of our partner Kraken, and shout out to TraderMain and CryptoCred on that acquisition. In Treasury news, a few announcements here. So the Trump family, American Bitcoin, it opened yesterday, it soared, then it plunged, it ended up closing the day up 17% at $8. I have not checked on it this morning. Portage Biotech has rebranded as AlphaTON Capital and announced plans to start a $100 million ton Treasury Co. But these companies need perhaps to be a little bit more worried or more buttoned up. This morning they saw that the Nasdaq is going to add scrutiny to these digital asset treasury companies. So perhaps the wild west of the DAT boom might be coming to an end. In token airdrop and protocol news, Pump Fund flipped Hyperliquid in daily revenue, $2.5 million to $2.45 million, as Pump jumped 8% to $4.2 billion FTV. In a new local high. We had Lido debut simplified Lido earn vaults for easier DeFi strategies, and then Etherealize raised $40 million from Electric Capital and Paradigm to bring ETH to Wall Street. Wrapping this up, meme coins were read on the day. The biggest news was out of Troll, and the Troll face creator granted exclusive IP rights to the Solana meme coin Troll team in what was a 6-figure deal. Troll basically ran to $200 million on the news. I saw that 190 this morning. Some more credibility for that meme now. And let's see. Look rallied 81x to 12 million. Streamer ran 800% to 8 million. And NFTs, there's a few pieces of NFT news. A new wallet swept 10 CryptoPunks for $2.1 million yesterday. Notably, the wallet was funded from Coinbase Prime, which means it could be an institutional wallet. Perhaps a Punk's DAT is starting to sweep Punks. The rumor mill is circling on that one. Vault taken over by the comic artist and Josh.
Really?
Yeah, officially taken over. No Beanie. Sorry
Guys. Beanie's not going to run your project yet, but he's doing well on his own, right? He's got this Quitter's Quest thingy he's got going on for himself. So Beanie seems to be doing good. Let's just go quickly to Troll, because that's one of ours that broke the news. So I gotta go there. I have no Troll, but we have covered it a few times on the show. I have to say, like we must be one of the only streams like really covering this one at this stage. and they're killing it. I mean, Trollface meme creator grants exclusive IP rights to Solana token in 6-figure deal. You know me, I'm a big meme guy. So like I see the Pepe thing. There was always like issues with Mad Fury. Remember the Chill Guy thing? There was big issues with the artist. I love this. Like this is an awesome story, I find. Love to see that. It's great. It's like refreshing, to see like an OG meme kind of like not accept their faith, but like kind of like
embrace it, get into it.
Embrace it. Sorry, embrace that. Yeah.
I think it's a huge deal. And it is huge from a trading perspective for the upside of this Troll meme. I think this meme always had a lot of potential. And this gives it more credibility. I think having the official IP, there's not a whole lot of memes who have this, right? Like I can't point.
No,
Pepe
almost none.
I mean, I think this has billion-dollar upside at this point. And it pains me to say that because I was in this meme around $30 million and then this got, it just didn't really do anything. I just got kind of time capitulated on it. I think maybe even took a small loss. And I think it has tremendous upside. I was actually thinking yesterday, should I get back into this when I had it?
I like the content. Fuck, you're getting me excited.
And the meme is good. It is like one
it's
of,
a classic.
It is a classic OG. I don't know if it's crypto native, but it definitely
it's definitely not crypto native, but it's like OG. Like,
yeah.
Remember memes were just getting created? It's one of the first memes. Remember like dinosaur meme or like the little kid with the punching thing meme? Like those memes that were like you just had like writing top and bottom. Like these were like the first like online memes. Like this is one of them, right? This is one of the OG. I'm actually surprised I personally didn't take the trade early on because this is like right down my alleyway. Like I love this kind of like OG. It's like one of the reasons why I took the Pepe trade early on. So
and it kind of launched during like a bear, right? Like, I mean, not like a crypto bear, but it launched during like a meme.
Yeah,
a broader meme bear market, right? There wasn't really a whole lot going.
Are you calling it the next Pepe? Like, is this giving me Pepe vibes?
I mean, it's got
is that what I'm getting?
Yeah, it's similar setup, right?
Oh wow, what a great bait here for a clip. We got to be clipping, Tyler. We got to be clipping. We're gonna be clip maxing on the show. Yeah, I mean, so anyways, I thought that was cool. Have to give him their flowers. I had a cool streak too this summer, Tyler. So I may have to get back into the game, you know. But my cool streak's funny. You know, you were talking about yours. I didn't trade, and I'm cold. You know what I mean? I haven't owned more than 3 tokens in the last like 6 months, dude, at a time. So it's not working for me. You know, I take big trades. I'm up a ton, and then it's down a lot, and then I go back up a ton. It's weird. You know, it's weird. Anyways, speaking of trades, I think this is the most frustrating trade for the both of us. So may as well frustrate us a little more here, Tyler. I have to go there because it would be not right of us to go there. Because like one of the best performers right now in the last 24 hours. But you and I telegraphed that trade perfectly. We talked about it on the show perfectly. We broke it down perfectly, but we somehow fucked it up.
Yeah, leverage is bad, folks. You can
I fucked it up on spot, dude.
you can be shaken out or even forcibly shaken out of positions. Yeah, we knew that the thesis, knew the buybacks was always going to be strong. Figured that they were
the revenue, everything.
Bonk, what had overtaken them. I think both you and I objectively were saying like, okay, like let's make sure, like let's let this play out for more than a few weeks before jumping to any conclusions. And here we are. Pump is back to 80-90% market share. They keep fighting off every competitor. They're flipping Hyperliquid in daily revenue now, and Hyperliquid's trading at 11x Pump's FDV. So something, again, I've said this before, something's off. Hyperliquid's either way too high or Pump is way too low, or perhaps somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
But it can't, and of course, I'm zoomed in on the daily numbers, so let's zoom out. But even on the month, Pump's at 51 million, Hype's at 107, so it's at 50%. Right.
I think Pump has an easy 4x in it.
4x, geez.
Like with size. I mean, what's it at? It's like 4.3 FDV. Like if you get that big Q4, you tell me Pump can't hit 20 billion FDV? Sorry, that's a 5x nearly. So
you need a Q4 meme rally for that to happen, but I agree that's in the realm of.
But you feel it in the air a little bit, right? Like we're talking about these like Pokemon capital markets, whatever the fuck. Like the fact that this new narrative's been around and coins running. You're talking about streamer coins running, like you got a few. You're talking about pump fund revenue going up. You're talking about like this troll thing. Like this is still big. Like a big meme moving big time is a lot of money created. You know, Q4 allowing this, Pump's going higher, man.
I think it's going higher. The wild card is still the airdrop. How is it going to work? When is it going to happen? Right. I can still see that being perhaps a barrier to folks wanting to deploy like huge capital into this. Again, in uncertainty, but the momentum is clear right now. And I also think memes are probably going to have a strong Q4. They typically do. And if you think crypto is going to have a rally, and I do, like if you think Bitcoin's got a shot to go to 140, 150, like there's going to be other pockets that explode during that time. And I don't think memes are going to go to zero while majors rally.
No chance.
The setup would be good for it. I don't know if I'm calling it 4x, but I think it can get to 10
Yeah.
pretty easily.
Yeah. All right. Well, I see that. And I think it's great. Speaking of majors, that was interesting. Your ETH post. I think you're one of the first people to spot that.
Yeah, I saw the stat yesterday, and shout out to Everstake. I hadn't seen this data, and if there's a thread, I don't have it handy, but they said they even they overlay the exit queue with the entrance queue, and the exit queue has been significantly above the entrance queue until like basically yesterday, where they've effectively met. So I think the entrance queue might have actually outpaced the exit queue, but basically there's $3.8 billion in ETH waiting to be staked. So while everyone's been talking about this massive outflow, there's also a huge inflow. So effectively what's happening is folks who have held ETH for a while are unstaking it. We don't know exactly what they're going to do. Some are likely going to sell it. Some perhaps are going to put it in DeFi, do other things with it. On the flip side, we've got the new buyers who are looking to lock it up and they want to start staking it. So like this is how assets trade higher, right? You have to churn through the older buyers and get the new buyers in with higher average price points who are going to hold it for a longer period of time. You've got that happening with the ETF buyers. Now you have it happening with these DATs, and this is the foundation for the next leg up for ETH. So I
thought it was a good point.
Yeah.
Because we keep sharing the out, but it's funny. Like, and then I saw obviously Pablo Kis's comment on your post, so that makes absolute perfect sense. That it's just old buyers getting out and then new buyers kind of restaking it right away. I mean, we haven't seen the tip of the iceberg when it comes to like restaking of the DATs and their assets, right? Because like you're gonna want to earn yield on all these assets, and like it's like I think what's gonna be interesting is to see, you know how we're like, oh, Tom Lee versus Joe Lubin versus blah blah blah. I think what's going to be interesting is less who owns the most ETH, more who's able to return more yield per stock owned to their, right? Does that make sense? So
yield per share.
Yield per share, sorry. I think that's going to get really interesting. It's like, how much yield are you able to return to your stockholders? Because you're also, what's the point of owning like any of these DATs?
Basically the only point to own a share of a DAT versus the underlying asset. Is you think they're going to get higher yield than you could get.
Exactly. Which I think is will be quite interesting. What else? I mean, there's so much. There was some Polymarket news. There was some Brian Armstrong news. There's so much going on in the last couple of days.
Yeah, there is. I mean, we should probably talk about the prediction market headline here, because this is potentially impacting MYRIAD as well.
Oh, it is.
And I don't know all the specifics of this. And I feel like this was one of those, like the language in the announcement is one that like it's not in plain English.
Yeah, that was a weird one, I have to say.
They're not going to pursue enforcement actions against QCX, exempting it from certain record keeping and data reporting requirements. It's a no action letter, but basically the TLDR is Polymarket now has the green light to operate its prediction markets in the U.S.
Love to see it.
It's a big one. No more VPNs for
Polymarket, at least.
For those who are using Polymarket here in the U.S. It's also big for their sports markets, because I don't know if folks have seen this. Sports betting, like on DraftKings and FanDuel, is blocked in like 20 U.S. states now. Like that's a pretty pervasive block.
What?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
So that's part of what like Underdog is doing with their new Crypto.com partnership, and they're leaning into the sports betting prediction markets. They already said like we're going to operate in those states where DraftKings and others aren't able to.
Yeah,
so that's a clear market right there. So I think that'll likely be a big boost for Polymarket's volumes here in the near future, and then for other players who also want to try to get into the U.S. right without the barriers, it's going to be a big one. So I think again the broader theme of like stepping back, zooming out, it's this current SEC, this current CFTC are done regulating by enforcement actions. They are giving the green light to protocols pretty much across the board, across sectors. And they're also building out a regulatory framework live as we speak to oversee all this so that it's not just the Wild West.
Yeah.
As they're doing that, they're no longer going to prohibit protocols from acting. Like they're opening the doors. The doors are no longer closed. And the regulatory framework is still coming, right? There are going to be rules of the road, but it's not just going to be a total ban. So that is still the big trend happening here. And I'm not sure, I don't know if it's really being talked about enough. I think it's talked about in our circles. I don't think that mainstream and TradFi really see it yet.
No. I think we have time. Like I think we're so early to that. Like there's not a lot of people trading on it. More people are tweeting about prediction markets than using them. So
yeah, and I was even talking about bigger than prediction markets. Clearly, like this prediction markets are booming CT right now. People love to talk about it.
There's a lot of renewed. I'll say what I see behind the scenes. Everybody wants a piece of prediction markets again. Like a lot of the people that did not take us seriously a year ago when we were talking about building MYRIAD are DMing us again. You know, and it's, I think it's a huge sign, right? Like people want it. People are interested by prediction market. And it's literally like I still stand by. There's a reason why we spent the last 18 months doing this. I do believe it's one of the best breakout apps for crypto prediction markets. Polymarket is arguably one of the greatest breakout apps for the crypto industry ever created, like in the history of crypto. I think NFTs were that in 2021, right? Like NFTs were like the single biggest onboarding event for normies into crypto. I think even to date, like I think more than meme coins, personally speaking. Meme coins are good, but they go in waves. Like the Trump token up, but then everybody got wrecked, you know. But prediction markets, I feel like there's something a little easier for normies to play with.
Well, and there's something for everyone, right? Like maybe I don't watch sports, but I care about politics.
Yeah.
I've got politics markets. Maybe my wife doesn't care about interest rates, but she loves Lady Gaga. So she can bet on is Lady Gaga going to sing?
Oh yeah, the Lady Gaga market's good, huh?
Yeah. So again, there's something for everyone. There's something you can pick a niche to be an expert in, and you can slow down. You don't have to go chase. You have more control over what you bet on. There's multiple ways to in turn exit. So there's a lot of advantages. Yeah,
100%. I think it's freaking awesome. What else we got for us?
Yeah, I mean, on this macro, while we're talking macro, the U.S. Fed to host this Payment Innovation Conference. This is another one. It's just a big headline, right? Just for broad adoption. So what the conference is actually going to do, they're going to talk stablecoins, tokenized assets, AI for payments, and DeFi. And this is happening on October 21st. And the broader idea here is for everyone who's invited, which is going to be regulators, academics, and industry participants as well, to discuss ways to innovate and improve the payment system. So how can we all use in the US stablecoins, tokenized stocks, AI, and DeFi from crypto to improve the existing payments landscape? Like, let's take a step back and listen to that. That's the Federal Reserve looking at AI and crypto to improve payment systems. So yeah, it's a big deal. This one feels like it's a little bit slower, right? It's just a conference. It's a conversation, but it's a conversation that wasn't being had last year, and it's being had.
Damn.
So that was another big one. Not one that necessarily moves markets in the near term, but it is a big announcement. Other than that, let's see. We kind of went through the list pretty quickly. A handful of others, maybe going out the risk curve. There was a little bit of it's been a rocky road for the creator coins.
Dude, that Gazy stuff.
I think that happened right after our show yesterday. They covered it on REKT Radio. But
what did Gazy do this time?
He misclicked.
God damn it.
According to him, and I do believe him on this.
I actually believe him. I've read a lot of tweets. I believe Gazy.
Sold his full stack, which is so funny because of the timing. So like his coin and broadly creator coins were on a big upswing. Like this came just like a day after their product ascend announcement and 10x creator fees. His token had gone up to 7 million.
Jesus Christ.
I think it was trading at 6 million at the time, and then he full stacked it, so it went well below 1 million. It's back to 2 million now, but substantially below. he is trying to figure out how to buy it back, make people whole. I don't know exactly how he's going to do that. I think that's going to take some time.
Interesting.
But AI Rev actually posted an interesting tweet about this. I don't have it handy, but he
I'll find it.
a screenshot of the.
Oh yeah. It's actually they should change that. Yeah, I saw that tweet.
It actually is pretty understandable. Like this UI is quite terrible.
Yeah.
And I was going to tweet about it, but I didn't have enough information, and I haven't seen this firsthand. Like if this is what you see as a creator or as a trader, but this is basically incentivizing you to either sell it all or half or buy a tiny amount. Like you can buy 0.05 SOL.
Oh God.
Which is $10
in one click.
Or you can sell 100%.
Jesus.
So
yeah, maybe don't set the ape out, at 100%. Speaking of AI Rev,
I don't think it's even I don't think there's an approval. Like I think
there's no approval. I think it's one click, right?
Yeah. Which is crazy.
Interesting.
So I do. I mean, in general, like I'm not apologizing for him. Like we all click a lot of buttons.
We're not Gainsy apologists.
I have never accidentally sold 100% of a position. I have bought the wrong coin before. Like I've not pasted the correct address and just typed in a name and bought a fake one before. So I've done mistakes like that. I've never mistakenly misclicked and sold 100% of a position. But app, they need to fix that UI.
Yeah, he's saying no approval. He's in the chat. Speaking of which, thank you. AI Rev donated us another 100 subs today. That's 300 in 2 days.
What a guy.
Appreciate you. Everybody, I want to see some thank you AI Revs in the chat. Just a reminder, we are live on Kick every single day. Kick.com/Degenz live. I'll pin it again to the Twitter spaces, but this is where, this is where the magic happens. You want us to win some money, you got to listen to us, watch us on Kick. It's much better. And we do post the VODs on YouTube after the fact, but, I think it's always fun. There you go. I want some thank yous, AI Rev, in the chat. Love that. Love the love. Anyways, our guest is here. Let's talk Pokemon. Oh, I love Pokemons, man. I mean, I used to love them as a kid, and now they're hot. And I realized, when, I think everyone's been through that. It's like, yo, I must have a lot of money in my mom's basement, And I go back to my mom's. It was like last year or 2020. Pokemons were hot, and I went back, and all I found were hockey cards. And hockey cards are worthless, Tyler. Super sad, by the way, because I have some bangers. But my Pokemon cards were French, which kind of because I grew up in France, and they were all fucked up. So I did not find a gold mine. But anyways, I'm sure our boy Tom. What up, man? Good morning.
What up, guys? How you doing?
We're good, man. Thanks for being here. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm trying to get the lighting right, but I keep messing stuff up. So I'm like all blend out, whatever. You guys have phenomenal lighting on your side, though.
I mean, honestly, I would be concerned if we didn't, because that's kind of what we do as a living, And Tyler only figured out how to make his camera work 3 years ago. So don't worry, dude. It took him a whole few years of hosting the show. What am I meant to call you? Like, am I meant to call you Twom? Twom?
Yeah,
like
Twom. It's short for Thomas, which is how you say Thomas in Finnish. So I grew up in New York, but I'm from Finland.
Nice. I like that. You may be the first Finnish guest.
I think so.
There's not many Finnish people around. They have a very bad sense of humor, so they don't make it too far.
They're definitely not going to cut for CT then.
Oh yeah, my gosh, they just get pissed off all day.
Oh my God. Twom, listen. Hell yeah, look, Kyler and I, we've got some things for you, but first, Tyler and I, look, we were like, let's get a guest on. This Pokemon stuff, RWA is all over our timeline, and obviously, the cards token went absolutely insane. But before we get into that, can you give our audience that don't know you a little introduction about yourself, what Crypt Cards is, but also how you got into this whole Pokemon game? Like, is that old? Is that brand new? Give us a little bit of a background on yourself.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm a little bit old for crypto stuff, but that makes sense when I got into crypto in 2013. I've been in crypto for 12 years now. It's kind of crazy, but I started out, my collecting career started out in the early 90s in New York. I was a semi-professional Magic the Gathering player. A semi-professional meaning that I hung out with the big kids, but I could never beat them at tournaments. But like my small local game store, I was banned from playing because I was too good. So I was kind of like stuck in this little shitty place where nobody wanted to let me play. But You know, I did pretty well at that and got a lot of cards. I wrote for Scry magazine, which is one of like the industry magazines back in the day. I wrote deck articles and that kind of stuff. And then I went to college, and I, you know, on my way to college, I'm like, oh, this is silly. I'm just going to sell a bunch of cards. And so I paid for most of my college with selling these cards, which was really cool. And then what I had left, you know, was just kind of collecting dust. And then after college, I was like, oh man, you know, real life is hard, and you know, I hate my job and this and that. And I look at the shelf, and I was like, oh man, those were some really good times, and really enjoyed playing with those things. And then I got back into it. I started collecting again. I started doing some trading on eBay, you know, while I was doing my full-time job. And my full-time job, you know, I'm an entrepreneur, so I started I joined a startup in when I was an undergrad that did all right. You know, we sold it, you know, as the tech bubble was collapsing. Then I went to business school, and I started a vaccine company out of business school. Spun out some technology from UCLA, raised about $100 million for that, and then just kind of my career was infectious disease, vaccines, oncology for the next 15 years. And then in 21, you know, COVID and everything, I had this idea. Sorry about the camera. Come on, silly thing.
You're good. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I had this idea about the, you know, the Pokemon cards and Magic cards on chain. I started coming up with that basically in 2017. But in 2017, you know, the issue was that, you know, people were trading these crypto punks, and most of the way to trade this stuff was on command line. And, you know, it was just really hard to figure out, well, how do I get stuff on chain? How do I get stuff off chain? How do I mint NFTs? And so there was a lot of infrastructure that needed to catch up in 2017. So, you know, even think stablecoins. You don't want to trade your card. You don't want to list your Michael Jordan rookie card in Ethereum when Ethereum can drop 80%. And then all of a sudden somebody comes and buys your Michael Jordan rookie card for 80% off. So, you know, you needed to have stablecoins there, because that's what all these cards were trading in the real world, right? And so, you know, waited until 21 with DeFi summer, stablecoins became really much more developed. You had NFT boom, where all of the infrastructure to mint NFTs and marketplace NFTs and all that. And then finally, wallets started catching up, right? So it kind of felt like, oh, we got all of the issues that we had back in 2017 starting this, like other people have figured out. And so finally, it felt like a good time to start Collector Crypt, and we did that in October of 21. We raised some money from some really, really good, you know, investors like Soul Big Brain and GSR and GBV and some of these guys. Yeah. And then essentially put our head down for about a year, built the platform. Most of the work went actually into the back end, to the infrastructure, like how do we get cards on the platform? How do we get cards off? All that kind of stuff. And then we got a partnership with Magic Eden, where we you know, did some mints with Magic Eden. They all sold out. We did like 13 mints. The first mint was incredible. We had like 80,000 people connect their wallets at the same time and try to mint it, and the damn thing minted out in one block on Solana. I've never seen anything like it, but people were super interested. And then basically, like, you know, we started building our community. And I think we made a real good decision back then to just say, well, we don't really care about making too much money. We don't really care about all this kind of stuff. All we want to do is just provide the best kind of like product market fit to our community, and the best, you know, kind of like user experience. And so we did that for 12 months. We launched our own kind of insider NFT, which is called the Collector Crypt Card Club. That was a free mint, basically rewarding all the OGs. That's a free mint. I saw some trades go through at around $1,100 yesterday on it, because it's kind of tied into our ecosystem in a cool way. And then we launched our gotcha machine, which I saw you bring up there. I apologize now. It's you know, there's one pool in that gotcha machine that's out of stock, so you can't run it right now. But you know, with the token launch and with kind of like the hype that we're getting, it's just insane. We ran it for 1 hour yesterday. We did 7,000 packs in 1 hour, representing about $1.25 million to $1.5 million worth of packs that were bought off the machine in 1 hour. And then we sold out.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's nuts.
So digging into that. So so for folks who are maybe loosely familiar, so how do the packs work? Do you buy the cards, fill the packs, take everything behind the scenes? Like, can you walk us through that process?
Yeah, so anybody can go and submit cards to the platform. So people are submitting hundreds of cards, you know. I used to say hundreds of cards per month, but now it's probably like hundreds of cards per week. So they submit their own stuff. They could list that onto the platform. They could come and open up a ticket and say, "Hey, man, you know, I uploaded my whole collection here. You know, will you buy it from me? You know, because you use it." And so we give them liquidity in many different ways, or they just hold it on chain because, you know, maybe somebody's like a crypto nomad and they're lugging around this, you know, $40,000 Pokemon collection from, you know, Bali to Thailand, and they're like, "This is crazy. Somebody's going to steal these from me." And so we just store them from them, and they get to enjoy them on chain like this. But you know, most of the cards come from us sourcing them, so we have a number of buyers that go to, you know, there's around 40 card shows, big ones, in the United States every year. And so we have several buyers that go to a lot of different shows. You know, one guy that's just been killing it for us is, his name's Reed. He's on Instagram, RJS Collectibles. You know, we looked it up. He's bought almost $1 million worth of cards for us in the past month.
Wow.
Just going to shows and just hustling. The guy works hard. And so then we take those cards, we authenticate them, we get all the scans, and we mint the NFTs. And usually right now, because there's so much demand for our gacha machine, they go just straight into the gacha machine. And so every single day we're doing new mints to try to, like, you know, get the machine back up and running, because when we hit the on button, you know, literally we have thousands of packs that are just, you know, sold in an instant because people are there waiting for it. And you know, I think a lot of people who don't understand our platform, they kind of look at it and say, "Oh, this is just a new way for Degenz to gamble. This is just a new way for, you know, crypto people to be crazy and spend money." And you know, that's actually not the case. I mean, I totally get it that there's a randomization aspect in here. You put some money in, you might get a $30 card or you might get a $4,000 card, right? So when you hear that, you kind of say, "Well, geez, this is gambling." But when you take a look at the way we've structured our machine, we are the only vending machine that has a positive expected value. So that means, you know, you see there on our page, you put a $50 in for the machine, you're going to get about $55 out on average, right? And people were making fun of me on the Thread Guy stream yesterday because they didn't understand what that meant. But basically, you know, because we buy these cards at a discount, we're able to offer that discount to the users. And so if a user wanted to, they could buy cards, Pokemon cards in bulk at like a 10% discount, right? But if they wanted to concentrate the prizes that they win, if they wanted to concentrate into the higher end prizes, the cards that are worth, you know, $300 up to $4,000, then they sell back some of the commons. They sell back some of the misses or the cards they don't want. Right. And so instead of getting like a positive 10% expected value or buying the cards at a 90% discount, they take us up on the buyback offer and they concentrate their collection more towards those rares and epics. But at the same time, they don't get that wrecked, right? Because it's not like it's every single spin they get something, and it's over a long period of time that's positive, right? So you could see people that are spinning tens of thousands of dollars, they walk away with tens of thousands of dollars worth of cards. So, you know, we call it a gamified shopping experience versus kind of like a slot gambling machine.
So
interesting.
It is very interesting. I think it's, to me, like, so it begs the question, you're passing the discounts straight on to the users. So how does the protocol make money? How can you sustain this over time? Is that where the token comes in? How does that all work?
No. So we don't need all the money that went into the token is just going to go back into buying more cards. The platform without the token is profitable. We've done $80 million of revenue on the vending machine this year.
Wow.
And we've generated about $7 million worth of net operating profit from the machine. And that comes because of the way that people use it, right? So our buyback on the card is 85% of market value, and we're sending that card out at a 10% premium to market value. So if you multiply those two numbers, so 10% premium, 85% discount, you actually get around a 6% take rate from the platform, right? So for every card that's sold back, we're earning 6%. We do have some incentives in there, so that those incentives go in there and they drop that 6% down to like 4%. So our take on an average buyback is about 4%, and 90 to 95% of the cards are bought back. So that's how we make our money, is from that little loop that we do there.
It's a sharp loop, indeed. So shout out to you all for figuring that out.
This is insane, dude. Like, this thing is at $425 million FTV.
Yeah, I guess maybe we should just talk about this for a second. It's like, you see this chart. Does it stress you out? Like,
Yeah,
oh yeah, I'm terrified. I wake up at like 6 in the morning. I'm like, holy shit, do I need to move the liquidity ranges and the pools and all that stuff? And like, you know,
this is wild.
It's just nuts.
What caused this spike? Because this was like trading way lower, just like, dude, like 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 2 days ago. Sorry. Interesting. So
yeah, I think the people finally started understanding the narrative, and they started to understand the product market fit of bringing trading cards on chain. And you know, this chart isn't necessarily based on our fundamentals, even though we're very, you know, I think the fully diluted market cap, you know, is different. Obviously, the circulating market cap, you know, we only have like 9 or 10% of the tokens circulating. But you know, if you think about like what the potential is to bring trading cards on chain, if we can do something with $800,000 and build a platform that in a few years is generating, you know, we're gonna pull in probably 150, 200 million in revenue this year, and probably bring in, you know, 10 to 15 million dollars in net operating profits. If you could do that off an $800,000 investment and have extremely good product market fit, have a really sticky community. Our average user in our community has spent $18,000 on our platform, and we've spent $0. Oh, that's a lie. We've spent $100 in marketing, and that's to get the blue Twitter check mark. We haven't spent any money in marketing. We haven't, you know, really pushed KOLs or influencers or anything. We just focus on the product and building a good community. And everybody's told their friends, because they're like, oh wow, you know, this is really a better way to do these digital repacks. It's better than box breaking, because you break a box, you're negative 70% usually. And here you can kind of get that same dopamine from like that thrill of maybe I'm going to get something big, but you're actually not really getting wrecked in the process doing it, right? So, you know, and it's all the things that you need blockchain to do. So I think people are viewing our token as kind of like a proxy into this whole new world of this real world asset kind of thing, and being able to bring, you know, collectibles on chain. So right now, you know, we're the top Pokemon digital repack platform. You know, Courtyard is the top digital repack platform overall. You know, they're kind of our big cousins. They do sports, they do comic books, they do all this other stuff, and they've raised over $40 million, right? We've raised $1 million. And so, you know, we are just growing organically a little bit more slowly, but you know, our growth in the last few months have just been explosive, because the bets that we made in our community, in our narrative, in our product are really paying off now. So, you know, just can you imagine when we open up sports are going to triple our revenues, right? And we're going to open up sports in a few weeks. So, you know, it's just a really exciting time. So I think our chart is reflecting kind of the reality that bringing these cards on chain has extremely good product market fit. And we are kind of the leading platform on the leading retail chain that's going to come and bring this to the next level.
One of my questions was, how are you going to 10x to 100x this platform? I think you kind of went there, but we would love to perhaps hear a little bit more of your thoughts on this, the sustainability of the Pokemon aspect, and then where do you go from here?
Yeah, so how do we 10x? So, you know, for example, most of our users are Web3 users on Solana, right? Crypto is much bigger than that. You have Ethereum OGs, you have Base, you have Abstract. You know, we are forging partnerships with platforms on each of those chains to basically utilize our, you know, underlaying infrastructure to bring cards in and do the shipping and minting the NFTs, right? They could put their own skin on top of our card inventory, right? And so, you know, that's one way we're going to grow. Going to Web 2, right? Like having a really good Web 2 experience where you don't need to have a Phantom wallet, you don't need to do any of this kind of stuff. You could come in with a social login or an email login and use your credit card to play. That's probably going to 5x what we're doing right now. If we're able to get that retail side right, moving into sports is going to 3x. So you have all these multipliers that, you know, if the world were perfect and I was a genius, we'd be able to figure out how to do. But you know, we're all I could say is that we're going to do our best.
Well, this is incredible to hear firsthand, and some nice alpha for our listeners who have tuned in. I am curious. I'd love to hear in your own words why bringing Pokemon cards, why bringing any kind of collectibles on chain makes sense. And we've got our thoughts, you know, as you know, natives running a show in this space for several years. But I'd love to hear it from you as a founder.
Yeah, so I think, you know, the way I view it is that we're reimagining how collectibles can be traded. You know, right now, let's say if you're sitting in your beautiful house and you're a you know 8-figure guy in China, and you're really interested in buying, you know, a bunch of vintage basketball cards, right? You're sitting on eBay, you're perusing auctions and stuff. Whenever you win an auction, you pay with your credit card. You're paying a 6% foreign exchange fee. Then you're going to pay a bunch of shipping and handling. It's going to go get stuck in customs for 2 months, and then you're going to receive a brick, right? Maybe you don't even receive the card. And then you go, eBay, come help me. You know, you don't really speak English too well. eBay, come help me. This guy sent me a brick, but I should have received this Michael Jordan rookie card. And eBay goes, you know, you bought that card 2 months ago. You know, we've already paid the guy. You know, there's really not, you know, much we could do. Sorry. So basically, the way the system is set up right now, particularly for international participants, it's very difficult to access trading card liquidity on U.S. marketplaces, right? For fees, for fraud, for customs and time and all this kind of stuff. So they just don't do it. So, you know, our platform basically unlocks all of that internationally. Because you could use USDC, you can go and get the cards. They're stored and vaulted in the United States. You know, we could ship a package, you know, with all the correct customs forms and everything done properly with insurance, so that you know that you're going to get the package on the other end, versus some guy in you know, I always try to come up with a silly name in the US, like Masagua or something, like some guy in Masagua shipping out your Michael Jordan rookie card in a shoebox, right? So, you know, I think that's one major unlock. Another major unlock is just the settlement issues here in the United States, right? So you could sell a high value card, like a $6,000 or $7,000 card. eBay's not going to pay you for 3 to 4 weeks, right? And if you're the seller and the buyer comes and says, well, no, he didn't ship me this $7,000 card, he shipped me this $1,000 card. And the seller's like, fuck no, I didn't do that. You know, stop lying. And eBay's going to say, prove it. What are you going to do? Right. And then usually it's the seller that gets stuck. You know, then you also have the settlement issues around like major games. Like, let's say the Super Bowl's tomorrow, and you have auctions for all of the rookie players on both teams in the Super Bowl. Right. What you could do is you could go in and win all of the auctions. You say you win 100 auctions, like, you know, $300,000 worth of cards. You wait for the Super Bowl to go by. And then for all the cards on the losing team, you're like, nah, you know, I bid that by accident. I don't really want that card. You know, please cancel, please cancel. But all the cards from the winning team, you're like, fuck yeah, I just made some money. Let's go and buy them. So because the settlement is there, it causes this friction with kind of like people manipulating the system to try to get like excess returns, right? And that makes it harder for buyers. It makes it harder for sellers. It means that platforms like eBay have to charge 13% transaction fees to deal with the layers of fraud that are there. If you reimagine it and you say, let's take these cards, let's authenticate them up front, let's put them in a secure third-party vault, basically like an escrow. Let's tokenize it so you can have instant settlement. If you sell it from here to here and you get money from here to here, there's no chargebacks, there's no returns. You eliminate all of that layer of nasty garbage, and you let people go in and enjoy the hobby the way that they want. You know, you stop extracting, you give them better tools to find cards, to buy cards, you reduce the costs and fees. You know, right now, trading cards have around $25 to $30 billion worth of annual turnover.
Yeah.
if you get rid of all this crap, what do you think is going to happen to the velocity and the frequency of these transactions?
Up until
Right,
the
and this is all going to be done on chain, right? Because that's the only place you could do it.
It makes total sense, but it's great to hear it from you firsthand and eloquently and in depth. So I appreciate all your thoughts on this.
This is great. Thanks for coming. I know it was last minute. I know you had some other stuff going on at this time, but Tom, that was great. I mean, wow.
Yeah, no,
Wow,
man,
this is
you guys are awesome. You know, I appreciate being invited on the show, and you know, I'll just call out to my community on Discord. I love you guys. They always you know, make
Love
nice
that.
comments about my hair and my, you know, the way I look and stuff. So, you know, here you go,
I kind of
guys.
like this. I kind of like your blur effect, like that bluish blur. Like you got, you know, it's very, I don't know. I like it. It's on brand.
My 15-year-old web camera.
Yeah.
I actually saw the take yesterday. I don't have the exact words, I'm paraphrasing, but like you want your founder to be, there's like, you don't want the fully muscled tan founder. You want the guy either like locked in his basement for 20 hours a day, or you want the bald 40-year-old founder who's been through the grind, knows everything. He's been around the block, and they were
I love that.
showing you out. But Tuam, anything you want to leave our listeners with, ways that they can find you or the protocol?
No, yeah, I mean, you know, please follow us on Twitter. You know, our community's popping off on Discord all the time. You know, I'm usually pretty reachable. I mean, the past few days have been pretty hard because I'm getting a ton of incoming requests and stuff, but I'm usually pretty good. And like, you know, ask a question. Our community is probably more of an expert than I am at all this stuff. And then I do want to shout out, like, there's, you know, we're not the only guys building this on chain. You know, we're probably, you know, the most revenue, you know, most profit, best community, all that kind of stuff I'll put in there. But, you know, there's a number of other guys. Like I want to give a shout out to BZ. I want to give a shout out to Fidgetals, Rip Fun, you know, Grail. Nice. These guys, they're all hustling too, and we're all hustling in the same way. And, you know, there's, as I mentioned, there's $30 billion worth of trading card revenue out there that is being done in a really shitty way. And so we're all building and innovating. Come and support us. Find the community you want to be in.
I love that. That's the spirit, Thomas. And thank you so much for being here today. And hope you have a great rest of your week.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks for coming.
See you, brother. Wow, this is crazy, dude. $200 million revenue this year.
I'm ready to shove in. Right? He gave us so much alpha too.
I'm about to fucking I'm about to sell some NFTs here, and just I'm you know, I like it. It's funny, no, because you remember when I talked about it on the show, like I found like a bunch of my cards and I have like 30, 40 like new gen Charizards. I left them in my card shop and I was like, yo, can you sell me these cards? I haven't heard from the guy in a bit. I trust him though, so it's good. But I just texted him. I'm like, did you manage to sell my cards? Because if he didn't, I kind of want him to ship him here. And I'm gonna tokenize that shit. Yeah. And by the way, it's on Solana. I'm just saying. It's on Solana, like stuff like that. So, you know, I find that very interesting. Anyways, let's give some money away. The code today was Pikachu. Charlie, Mr. Charlie. Let's give some money away. We should get a guest on too. I think Mando's out.
Yeah.
We gotta get someone talking about Pokemon some more. All right, let's go. Looks 13.
Yeah.
Looks 13. Let's see what his username is. Looks_13. Are you here? Looks_13. Congratulations. Oh yeah, Cold Blood Shitter could be fun. I do talk to him too. Looks_13. Looks 13. Congratulations. Where's he at?
Better be here.
Looks 13. Looks 13. Looks 13. Let's give him a little bit so we don't have what happened last week. We're not gonna re-roll this quick, y'all. I know y'all want to re-roll, you motherfuckers. You guys. Last week we had this thing, and now we're giving him one of the 2 slots tomorrow, because of we re-rolled so fast. He was literally here, but I am not gonna give him 2 hours though.
He's 13. Take away his phone. Take his phone away at school.
You guys are horrible. You guys are. Look at this. Look at this Kolak. Kolak, I need Kolak to win once and for all right? Where's Look 13, dude?
I think the clock is seriously ticking now.
The clock is ticking. Thankfully for him, I have like 30 more seconds.
There he is.
Where? Oh, got it. He's like, fuck. All right.
That's fair. It's fair to be on Twitter. I mean, we prefer you to be.
You were on Twitter. My bad. You're good, Looks. You're good. My bad. Next time, if someone's on Twitter and not on Kick, just like request to speak if you want. Okay, got it. See, I'm glad we gave him. What do you mean I forgot you? What do you mean? He's calling me out? Let me see. What's your page?
You're getting a little called out.
I'm getting called out on my... Oh, shit. Looks 13. Who are you? What's your Twitter? Obviously. I don't even... I'm a PFP guy. This person's always there early on. I'm a PFP guy. Come on, look. Shut up.
Big MYRIAD YEET REKT guy.
Yeah, dude. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Looks. All right. Looks. What do we play for them? Because we don't have that much time. What do we want to do, Tyler?
Should we play Plinko?
Let's do Plinko. This is our Plinko revenge arc. What do we do? Like 5 balls of 100?
Ooh, there's some variance in there.
Should we do that?
Or 1050s? Either 1050s or 500s.
Like 2025s.
I like 2025s. Gives us more shot to 1,000.
All right, fuck it. Let's go. All right. Well, congratulations, Looks. First and foremost, you won $1,000. No. Sorry. You won a screen before Plinko. Okay, I took a screenshot. So congrats, you won $500 already. We'll go turbo mode though, because that's a lot of balls. So what we said 2025s.
Yep.
Auto bet 20 times 25. Reminder, every day we give some money away, so make sure you sign up. Light speed rose 16, 20, 25. That's the right thing, right? All right. Well, let's go.
Come on, 1000x. Let's get it.
Come on, 1000x, baby. I feel it.
A couple lefties.
Those are good. Oh, 9x. Oh, wait. I think he made. I think he made $1,000. 1,005, yeah. Total with the 500.
All right.
Yeah, because he made $5 on the Plinko, which means 505, and then that $500. So that actually wasn't that bad of it. Well,
really broke even after all those. I thought we were gonna do more.
Dude, honestly,
it was hard.
Dude, how is this fucking legendary guy flying private jet hitting 1000x on? We gotta do limbo. We're doing limbo tomorrow.
I love limbo. Is a fun game. I don't know how to do it for our show. Maybe someone who's more of an expert than me can give us some thoughts on how to work. Because like if you do like you have to beat the 2, you'll get a 2x and you can do high stakes, but then like your capped upside is 2x. But then if you do like a 10x, right? Like you don't have that many shots.
Yeah.
So
well, I guess we'll see tomorrow. With that, we'll see you tomorrow. Tammy Saturday for the episode of Fun While we're on Rug Radio. Let's